Welcome to The Bank Tellers, where we speak to senior leaders from banks around the world. I'm Zach Anderson-Pettit, VP of FinTech Strategy here at Money 2020. And this episode, we're joined by Sarah Billings, Head of Global Payments at PNC. Welcome to the show, Sarah.
Thank you for having me.
How's your day going?
It's going great.
You landed this morning, wild day at Money 2020.
The flight landed on time. What more can you ask for, right?
That really kind of is it when it comes to Vegas. So to kick things off, give us a brief introduction to yourself and just tell us how you got to the bank. How did you get to the place that you're at today?
Well, interestingly enough, I was accepted into a treasury management training program right out of college as a history major. So I had no idea what this field was.
That's like a left turn of a left turn.
They picked me, and it was actually a great fit. The whole field has been growing as I've grown my career. Never been bored a day, and it's really enjoyable being in such a high-tech business.
I'm curious about like having a history major and being in an industry like this. Mm-hmm. Do you bring that kind of historical interest and perspective to your work?
Well, I think I'm a huge believer in a liberal arts education.
Mm-hmm.
I think education sometimes gets to be very vocational these days. I think if you go to school, you should learn how to think, you should learn how to analyze, you should learn how to write, and you can apply that to whatever you do.
You are a liberal arts fan. Yeah, very much. I think that's
it's worked for me. What can I say?
No, it's true. But anyway, looking back, what has been one of the most defining moments in your company's growth journey?
Well, PNC is almost 160 years old, so I think I couldn't probably pin it down to one thing in our growth journey, but we like to call ourselves brilliantly boring. And what that means is that we can be the boring part, keeping all the fundamentals of your business going, being the wind behind the wind beneath your wings, so to speak.
Sure.
And so that our clients can be their brilliant selves. And I think that slogan is very relevant because especially in payments, the business that I lead, we have to be there for our clients, and it doesn't matter the business cycle. They come and go. Technology comes and goes. What we're here is to help our clients thrive and be that strong presence that's here today, here tomorrow, investing in all the right places, often so they don't have to.
I love it. I'm sensing a little bit of the history major coming in there, but so what's your secret sauce? Why would a consumer pick PNC over another bank?
So our secret sauce at PNC in payments really emanates from three things. One, we're very intentional and strategic about our investing. This is a technology business. We're here at Money 2020, and you have to be smart, and you have to be future thinking. Put your chips on bets that don't mature for a while, or work to make them mature, help the industry get there. So we're very intentional about our strategy. Additionally, we really understand that some clients are going to embrace the technology. They're going to be those early adopters. Mm-hmm. They're sophisticated enough that they can take our APIs, they can link to our various instant payment systems. They're all over it, right? They have teams that think about payments and that educate themselves about payments, and they have technologists who can make it happen. Mm-hmm. But really, that's a very small part of the marketplace if you think about it. So we have all of these other clients who their business is their business, manufacturing this or servicing that. And they are never going to get to adopt some of the new payment technologies, even if it could help them tremendously.
Right.
Because they're busy day to day running their business. And again, brilliantly boring PNC, we step in and we've very intentionally used our strategic investment to say, well, we know that not everyone is going to, jump in at full speed. We need to make it seamless. We need to break down those barriers. So I think that we call them bridge solutions. We need to bridge the legacy, the traditional payment types. They're not going away.
Right.
We need to figure out and help our clients find the right tool for the right job. And all these different payment tools stay relevant today. And our solutions help our clients bridge them. Let me give you just a couple examples.
Yeah.
Number one, we created a tool called intelligent routing. So you want to make use of the new payment types, but you aren't that sophisticated. Your ERP system spits out a certain kind of payment file, maybe Nacha, maybe ISO. You don't have the time or budget to mess around with it. We'll take it. We put a hierarchy in our system of how you want to pay. Do you want as much that can go real time to go real time? Do you want to use same day ACH? Do you want to use next day ACH? Do you have to do it via wire? Is it the money or is it the timeliness? And we can find the right hierarchy to meet each business need, maybe multiple hierarchies within the same business for different types of use cases they have. But we build that logic on our side. We don't ask our clients to do that work. Another great example is we have a service called e-payments, and that's really a B2C consumer choice. Again, this proliferation of payment types, it's really exciting for us here at Money 2020, but not everybody has the mind space to figure the whole thing out.
Totally.
And our clients do want to offer their consumers especially a plethora of ways to get paid. And that includes Zelle, that includes wallets, that includes real-time payments, ACH, direct to debit card. But collecting that information and knowing how each consumer prefers it, that's a daunting task for them. So again, we have a service called e-payments that's branded and secure and collects that information for our clients so that they can delight their consumers with all this choice, but they don't have to put in the work.
Yeah, so it sounds like abstracting away the complexity is a big focus.
Exactly.
Okay.
And just making it about their business and what they need to get done. The payments should serve the need, right? The payments aren't necessarily the lead itself. So that's the way we think about it.
I love it. It sounds like you're very focused on technologies to solve real problems. So I'm curious how you think about innovation inside the bank, and what are some of the recent decisions or just generally how you think about innovation inside the bank?
We think about that a lot. We see the bank as a technology company. In fact, our CEO, Bill Demchak, has been talking about our bank as a technology company for some years. That's never as true as it is in the payments business, and has been for some time. So we're always innovating. Like I said, we're placing those long-term strategic bets in the new technologies. If you were to create a new payment system today, of course you'd make it instant, right? Of course you'd carry with it that confirmation. Of course it would be, done in seconds. So I think that's that's the place that we're investing, and that's where we see our clients needing these capabilities now and into the future. But we are a bank. And so I think another type of special sauce, getting back to the last question that we bring, is that adherence to sound principles. So you can do all of this exciting innovation and not lose track of risk management, of compliance, of solid business fundamentals. And that's how we do it in a bank.
The brilliantly boring thing is shining through.
It works,
it really
right?
makes sense.
It works over and over again.
It really makes sense. So I'm curious, based on the last answer, what's the latest technology or trend that the company's investing in, and kind of what's the process to evaluate, especially on the payment side, because there's so much happening?
You're right. It's a crowded field out there. And we don't invest in fads. We do our homework, and because we understand our clients' needs so well, I think that leads us to the right answers. And we're not out for a technology just for technology's sake, as you picked up on. We're doing technology to solve our clients' business problems. That's why we're in business. That's why they come to us. And so fads come and go. And, again, we've been here for 160 years. You don't get to be brilliantly boring by chasing after every fad.
I am of the opinion that your history major does play into your
Yes.
current role. I think there's a lot of like perspective that you have. So let's shift to you. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received, and how has it shaped your career?
It sounds trite, but this really was advice that I got, and just to believe that you can do something. So early in my career, I was asked by my boss to take on a very big project, and I'm going to laugh at my former self, but I told her 2 other people who could do it better than I could.
Interesting. Okay.
I wouldn't suggest that you do that. Anybody who's
Probably not career
asking
advice.
for career advice.
Right. Fair.
But I did, and instead she told me, "No, you can do this. You got this." And sure enough, I did it, step by step, inch by inch. And I think I'll go back to my history major roots. I didn't prep for mentioning all this about my history major, but you ask questions. I think that's the way you progress. And if you don't know something, chances are others don't know it either, and they're going to be thankful that you asked the questions. So I just get on with it, climb the mountain step by step, and then you do this a couple times in your career, and the next big challenge, maybe it seems daunting, but you can do it.
You can get to the other side of the mountain eventually. I love it. If you had to pick one priority for your company or yourself over the next 12 months, what would it be?
I could go toward the just do it, the climb the mountain step by step. Again, I think it overly simplifies things to think that we're going to put our energy into one thing. I mean, we are a big organization, and even in payments, just speaking for the part that I lead, we have to juggle all those balls all at once.
Yeah.
I mean, there are certain balls we decide not to pick up. That's the hard thing. You have to make those hard decisions, those priorities. But again, we're going to keep on juggling those balls. We're going to keep on asking our clients what they need. We're going to keep on helping them to get there. And that's what we're focusing on the next 12 months and the next after that and the next after that.
It makes sense. I mean, a big part of the prioritization scheme, I guess, is picking what not to do.
Absolutely.
Right.
And we do that every day.
Yeah. Not doing things is actually doing things sometimes. And I think we forget that. What advice would you give to someone aspiring to be in your position one day?
I would give them the same advice that I was given. You can do it. Believe in yourself. Take on that stretch assignment. And I would also encourage them to ask questions. I think people are very intimidated. They think everyone in the room knows it except for them. And often I think people hide behind highly technical jargon and buzzwords. Again, brilliantly boring. You have to be in touch with the fundamentals. It's going to be a flash in the pan, maybe those exciting buzzwordy things. But if it has sticking power, then asking those logical questions and understanding really how something works, really why the client would use it, they get you to where you need to be.
It's all aligning, the not chasing trends, the not doing and doing a lot as a result of the not doing. It all makes sense. I'm curious, this is a left turn. If you weren't in financial services / fintech, what career do you think you would have pursued?
I always wanted to be a reporter.
Really?
Maybe it's the asking questions thing.
Yeah, there's some overlap there with the history major thing, for sure. The curiosity shines through. Okay. Describe your leadership style in 3 words.
Only 3.
Only 3.
I'm curious. I think we covered that.
I think we have.
I'm collaborative.
Okay.
Because you don't get there by yourself.
Yep.
And I'm pretty hard driven.
I might have picked up on that. I love it. Yeah. Okay, and I'll allow hard driven. We'll put a
It's hyphenated. It is.
We'll put a hyphen.
word.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
What's the first app you check in the morning?
Well, because I'm brilliantly boring, it's probably my work calendar.
Okay. I think we're on the same page on that one.
What else
What is the next thing I have to do?
Yeah.
All right, Sarah. So you have the global ecosystem of money. This is kind of the closing question we ask everyone. You have the global ecosystem of money tuning into this podcast. What's one thing that you would leave the listeners with?
I would leave them with what I covered earlier because I'm very consistent.
You are actually.
No, I really do think we should embrace and lean into all of this cool technology, everything that's going on around us. Explore it all, have the mind space, have the curiosity to pursue it, but understand why you're doing it at the end of the day.
That is a beautiful note to end on. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you so much for the
Zach.
time.